I'm so excited to have you back making music. But
Yeah.
because after that one route era that you had, you slid into your what you have on now, like your good company era. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but before we do that, I have something else.
Okay.
I have something else. So we
Okay.
showed you this earlier. We showed
Yes.
you this, and sorry for my radio listeners. I know that I'm doing some visuals. That's just more incentive for you to go over to my YouTube channel. This visual will be up. But
Yes.
for my people who are viewing this right now, I'm holding up the Urban Legend CD jacket. But if you take it and you flip it around, you
Bro.
see Donny is sitting here, and just again for context, he has a hoodie on that if my memory serves me correctly, the hoodie was like of like Cincinnati's roads and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah,
and
shout out
that's
to
when the
my dude
album
Ron
artwork.
Hummons.
Say it
I just
again.
had to shout out. Had to shout out Ron Hummons. He was the owner of the C-Town brand that I was wearing.
So C-Town brand, and then you have one here, some C-Town Air Force Ones.
For sure. Them some custom C-Town Air Force Ones that's from his brand.
So I'm saying all that to say, when did you get into fashion? Because you've always been into it. We have the proof.
I've always been into it. Yeah.
But again, your pivot. Talk about your pivot to your good company era.
Yeah, so what was crazy is I started pastoring in 2015. When I started pastoring, my church was called Love and Grace Outreach, Love and Grace. And when I started pastoring, I didn't have time to do music for real. I couldn't do music and pastor at the same time. It was too time consuming. And so I put the music down. But when I put the music down, I'm like, man, you know, we doing ministry a little different. So I want to make sure that my finances is secure. So, you know, I was like, man, I'm working, you know, I could use some extra money. And I never thought about clothing, but God dropped that. He dropped it on me so hard, bro. Like I couldn't shake it. There was nothing. It was like, I had to do this. I had to do good company. It's like he chose me to do good company because I never wanted to sell clothes a day in my life. I didn't even like retail hours because they took your whole weekend up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm definitely not about to do nothing dealing with retail once I left Foot Locker. But man, I wanted to make a difference in the community, bro. And I've been always trying to make a difference in my community. You know what I'm saying? Just with my music, with my lifestyle, how I treat people, how I, you know, support, love on people. I do my best to do that so I can be the change I want to see. And so I believe God dropped the name on me, how the logo was supposed to look for this brand, everything, bro. I really didn't do anything creative to get the name and everything for this brand. And so in 2014, we launched Good Company Apparel, man. We're going on 10 years in July 25th, it'll be 10 years.
Wow. Congratulations. Yeah. And for our radio listeners, like just talk through how you spell good, how it's framed. Talk us through that.
Yeah, so it's the word good, G-O-O-D, but I put parentheses around the second O. And so it's making it that second O applicable or non-applicable. So when you leave it in, of course it says good. When you take it out, it says God. But the name of the clothing line is called Good Company Apparel because I wanted to focus on being reminded of the type of people we need to surround ourselves with to be successful. Like, you know, we see billboards and signs that say, you know, put your seatbelt on, don't text and drive, don't drink and drive. I've never seen one that said, watch the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? I see billboards that say God on there. You know, you need to surrender, and you know, I see billboards promoting God. I see billboards promoting things that are good, but I never seen being mindful of the company you keep being promoted. And so that's the problem that we're solving in our community, is because we're pushing something that needs to be reiterated, right? We're the billboard now. But at the same time, I didn't want a brand that made people wear the owner. You know, so we wear a lot of brands, and a lot of it's the name of the person who owns the brand that we're wearing. We're wearing their name as a badge of honor. Their name makes us feel like we got on something that's dope or worth wearing or stylish. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted you to wear who you are. I wanted you to wear yourself. right? So the name Good Company, that's who you are without even owning the product. Our brand is an extension of who you already are. It's not something you got to buy into, like, oh yeah, that movement is dope, I'll buy into that. You know, this is who I am, whether I wear the brand or not. So keeping good company, keeping God company, I think is necessary to be successful.
Now, I just thought about something that's kind of countercultural, because it's well, before I say that, the first thing that came to mind is that when you picked up fashion and pastoring, you put down the mic. And it wasn't like, there wasn't like any lines drawn. It wasn't like D-MAUB launches Good Company apparel.
No, I didn't even want people to know I owned it for the first year. I stayed away from people knowing I owned the brand. It was like almost a year before I had to start telling people, like, yes, I own it.
But it's like, but that's not what rappers do. Like Rockaware, like everybody knows. Sean John, but we're not gonna talk about Sean John right now because
it's
so Yeezy, all these brands, like it's like
Nelly, Vocal, Apple Bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Master P with P Miller. You got Benny Siegel with State Property.
Yeah.
You know,
is Billionaire Boys Club attached to anybody?
For real, I think.
For real. I'm tripping. Yeah, for real. And shout out, man. I'm looking forward to that new movie, Piece by Piece.
Oh, me too. I definitely.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. But back to fashion. Why didn't you do that? Because that's the template. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. So when I sat back, and this was out without me even realizing I was doing it. But in hindsight, I look back and I was like, oh my God, I was studying without even knowing it. But when I seen all of those artists, their clothing was as successful as their music career. And so when I seen a decline in their music, when they started declining their music, I started to see a decline in their clothing. And because I feel like people were buying the clothing because they like the music first or the artist first.
Oh,
right. Which is good when you're hot. But what happens when you're not? We just named all these examples of what happens when you're not. The clothing goes down with the music. So I didn't want that for me. So I stayed away from telling people that I was the owner as long as I could, because I wanted you to give Good Company a fair shot without it being attached to something encouraging you or persuading you to wear it. Because once that persuasion leaves, then you stop supporting that entity. Yeah. It has happened. We've seen it with all these artists, right? So I was like, man, if I could keep this thing separate, when I do, or if I do jump back into music, I'll be looked at as an ambassador more than the rapper who's pushing his own clothing line. Yeah. And I didn't want people wearing me. I wanted us to get out of that, right? That was the whole thing. That's why I didn't tell people, oh, this mine. Forget who owns it. Is it dope? Do you like it? Wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to wear it because you like me, because on the flip side, I don't want you to not wear it because you don't like my music.
That point too. That's good.
You know what I mean? Like, if you genuinely like it, then I don't want you to be turned off because you heard my song. You like, oh, but this song trash. I ain't wearing that. You know, it's like, because people think like that. People do that. Yeah, we do that.
Oh,
we are like
absolutely.
And so I wanted Good Company to have a fair shot without it being attached. So I kind of watched around me and made that decision.
Yeah, so you just want to make sure it had its own legs to stand on. Like, it was,
for sure.
You're wearing it on the strength of the quality, because we do want to talk about how the quality of your brand is really, really high as well. But you wanted it to be like, I'm wearing this because I like how it looks.
Right.
I like how it looks.
Or I like the message behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's what separates it too. That's what allows it to stand on its own. Even these new people finding out that I rap, which is so funny, because they like, yo, what? You rap? You know, because every time I sell my clothes, I never say, oh, and I'm a rapper too, check me out later. It's like, I don't even mention. Still to this day, I don't really mention that I rap, even if somebody comes to the mall and purchase something unless they ask me, then we'll talk about it. But they
Yeah.
see something new. But I just picked it back up, man. And the good thing is it both is being accepted. Like people love the music, you know what I'm saying, and they still, rocking with the brand. So that was my dream.
Got it. And the other thing about like seeing somebody wear something, like it happens. Like you walk up to somebody, they have the Yeezys on. Back in the day, they would have Rocawear on. You would walk up to them, and then you would start talking about those artists, that music, what they have going on. So it's like you're talking about some other dude that don't even care about you.
Right.
But now it's like you walk up to them, they're like, what's that all about? Like, oh, like some people just say like, oh, my mama raised me to be around good company.
That's it. And this is a reminder.
And now they're talking about them.
Yep.
And they're quoting the Bible verse.
Nope. It's never about me when you're talking about this clothing brand. And that's exactly what I wanted. Leave me out of it. It ain't, forget me, man. That was my problem. It's like, man, I'm tired of seeing somebody in something dope, but every time I compliment them, we got to start talking about the owner, or we got to talk about their movement. And it was like, man, not that that's bad, right?
Yeah.
We got those clothes, but we need some other clothes in addition to. I ain't saying get rid of that stuff. I'm saying in addition to, let's have something that starts a conversation that's being washed away in our community, right? But also, it points back to you because you are good company. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
This is decisions that you made to make your life better. Is being mindful of the people you surround yourself with. And so you're just wearing that in fashion as a badge of honor. You're wearing who you already literally are, and your goals is to watch the people you surround yourself with. You just wearing yourself. That's one of our taglines is wear yourself. Wear yourself for a change. Yeah. We always wearing somebody else. And wear yourself don't only mean physically, like on the exterior, but wear yourself, wear your character that God made you. You don't have to act like nobody else, and be like nobody else, and talk like nobody else. No, you were created for a reason and for a purpose. The character that God, if you goofy and you silly, man, wear that, bro. That's how God made you.
Right.
If you weird and you got these little things, man, walk in that, bro. You different. You know what I'm saying? Don't be ashamed about who God created you. Wear yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's what our brand is all about, man. It's about encouraging and enforcing and reminding, you know what I'm saying, you to be who God created you to be, and wear your own character and watch the people you surround yourself with.
That's dope. That's dope, Donny. And I'm glad you walked it out like that, because I still remember like those times where you had the pop-up shop down on Vine Street, downtown Cincinnati. And I remember sliding through, setting up my little DJ section and just playing music while people walked in and stuff like that, and helping you fold t-shirts and just explaining to people what this brand is like. So to be here 10 years later, it's a blessing. And what also is a blessing is I'm proud to announce that for this summer, my halftime pep talk on the Be Positive Music Show will be sponsored by good company. So
let's go.
In the fashion that they do when they get drafted, I am going to switch out my hat situation. So for the summer months,
let's go.
The halftime pep talk is sponsored by Good Company Apparel. So I'll be wearing some new clothing. I'll be shouting it out. I got another homie who's really into sneakers, so I'm going to be sending him what the color scheme is, and he's going to be telling me the shoes to match with it. So he's going to have some fun as we rep Good Company, wear who you are. So I'm super excited about it, but we have to get to break. We're going to pause for some station identification. You guys stick around, because we're going to end the show with a little bit of fun. D-MAUB's going to let us know of some of his favorite current Christian hip hop artists and maybe his Mount Rushmore. So we'll see. You guys keep it locked right here on the Be Positive Music Show, and we will be right back.
Blow.